Hi guys, Dave in Texas here, and I've got the little Kingston baby guitar back on the old office floor to work on here. And I'm gonna take some precautions. I got a little shop vac here just in case, and a nice large size industrial trash can to get all the wood shavings off. But what I've done so far to help me with this cut, of course I'll be using a old-fashioned coping saw. And if you don't have one of these, they're not expensive. They're like 25 or 30 bucks at the hardware store. But basically what it is, it's like a hacksaw with very fine teeth, right? It's used for cutting wood and doing like scrimshot work and very fancy inlay work, things like that with. They even come in even smaller ones, but this one I got is my biggest one I've got out in the shop. So I'm just basically going to just cut right through all the way through the end of this thing, and then take it back at an angle. Sorry guys, take it back at an angle to finish this off, right? Now what I've done to help me with this cut, I've taken a set of calipers, right? And I dialed in, or measured in 3/16 on this. And what I've done, I've used the tip of this caliper, right, to score the line you can see right now in the guitar, right? So I've lightly taken the tip of it and first of all put a nice scratch into it basically by using the tip of this and using the outer tip on the outside to do the measuring, right? Kind of sort of like this, and up the guitar I went. Whoops. Oh boy. Put the outside of the tip here. Don't fall down, guitar, please. Sorry guys. Take the outside of the guitar like this and just come up the line like this and just continue over the top and down the back side using the caliper as a scribing tool. See this? So the outside was here, always keeping me in line, while the outside of the tip of the caliper, these are very sharp, right? And it can be used for scribing, but you know, not too much. And wood's okay, but metal might be an issue. They might dull pretty easily. But they're sharp for a reason, help you score lines. So I scored a 3/16 inch line across the back of the guitar's head, so I can have my saw, right, my coping saw, just slowly take it, you know, and start sawing on it, right? Start sawing on it. But I'll see as I'm cutting through on each side that I'm following the line I should be following. You got me? So to make it real easy on myself, I'm going to take this pen I've got that writes in white, if I can ever find it. The pen I've got that writes in white, and I'll also white out that area that I'm going to be cutting, so it'll be easier for me to see as I cut. And if it cuts to a point I can't see what I'm cutting, I'll put more white out on, right? But these are always great to have. It's got a fine tip to it, right? And you just squeeze it, and out comes the white. Makes it real easy to see. So, so you won't be bored, I'm going to show you while I'm cutting this thing. I'll be holding the guitar across my lap and basically using the coping saw to saw down. I won't bore you with that, but I'll show you the finished work here in a little bit. Alright, so stay tuned. Hi guys, I'm back again, and what you're looking at is about an eighth of the way through the cut. And as you can see, some of this is splintering on me. You know, out of my control. I can't help that. It's going to splinter on the inside. There's not much I can do. I can't really prescribe a cut like this. But it's going pretty good. It's following the score lines that I have set for it. And I've marked those with the white out. And once I get to the bottom of the tuners, I'll probably just go ahead and cut that free with a 90-degree cut with this. And see what I got below it. So far it looks like I've got some more patch-up work to do as far as a rough wood file. Then I'll have to take a like a fine wood file like this one, finish making that flat, nice and smooth, and possibly some you know, work with some chisels on it to get the surface as smooth as possible. But once that's done, of course, I'll take a paint job and I'll paint the back of it black, and maybe oh gosh, probably leave the front alone because it is, you know, kind of like very old guitar. And just paint the back of it black and install the fake Grovers. Now guys, these are not real Grovers. These are Grovers that came off of the fake Black Beauty counterfeit from China, right? These are not $90 Grovers going on this guitar. These were free. And I've got still the broken one here, but I've got a replacement for it that I've never tried, but it seems like it's okay. So that's where we are right now, and if you're going to do something like this, I recommend a nice, good, strong coping saw like the one I've got right in front of you, right? And always make sure that your saw blade is parallel to the body of the saw. You can adjust it with these adjustments right here, right? Make sure it's 90 degrees up and down, you know, and not twisted, and you're not actually putting any torque to this, just up and down. And it doesn't take a lot of hand pressure downward to get this thing to cut. You more or less depend on the weight of the coping saw itself helping to push down to make the cut, because you're cutting just fine amounts of wood at a time, and you're not in a hurry to get this job done. You're just basically just taking that wood away, taking it away, letting the saw do its job, right? So next thing will be, you'll see the back of this thing off, I hope, or at least the 90-degree cut, and we'll go from there, right? Okay guys, like I said, once I got to the bottom of this cut, I was going to show you what's going on inside here. It's going pretty smooth. There are some gouge marks on it. I'll need to take a rough file and file these down. They're actually above the line cut, so that's not going to be an issue. But I'll smooth all this out and maybe put a belt sander on it. But for those of you guys that don't have power tools, I'm going to try to do this by hand first and rough it out so you can be done without expensive power tools. But the cut's going pretty good so far. Anyway, I've still got you know, 2/3 of the way to go till I make that final turn and come back out towards the outside of the body of the neck. And the tuners fit in it pretty well. So basically just got to finish cutting it all out and then finishing up the job by touching it up and painting it and installing the tuners, right? So stay tuned, it's getting there. Okay guys, there's the rough cut as you see it, done all with this little coping saw of mine, right? This little saw here, okay? And basically you're going to see some saw lines and some marks and maybe some deeper cut marks. But all this is pretty much on the plus side that I cut this just to be sure I didn't gouge out something I had to wood putty up later. So in essence, I got some rough filing to do with a rough file I got for wood, right? Then some maybe some chisel work to chisel down some edges, make them a little rounded. Instead of this hard edge here, maybe bevel that, bevel this and the top too. And then some different levels of sandpaper and then the paint. But what I'm going to do with this, I think, is I'm going to cut it at an angle, like at a 45-degree angle, back towards this, so it's slanting down towards the tuners. And I may even come to like a little, you know, triangle type shape to it. You know what I'm saying? Just slowly, gradually tapers back towards this edge here. But that I'll have to see at a later time. But stay tuned. It'll be somewhere on this tape here. Sometime, maybe real soon. Alright, so hang in there, guys. The rest of it's coming. Okay, guys, take a look at this if you can see it close enough. Look at the difference in these frets. From this fret to this fret, right? Look at these, how they polished up, right? Nice and shiny, and a lot more worn than I ever thought they were. And a lot of these are just plain flat, and then filed flat for some reason. I have no idea, but there's not a lot left to them. I'm just going to kind of leave them as they are. But the thing is, look at the difference in this. Look. And, you know, I didn't use anything special to get these things to clean up. These are cleaned up using a pencil eraser. Ready for that? So it does no damage to this wood here, which would be kind of hard to damage it anyway. Hold on a minute, guys. But I'll show you what I used. Right? Between what it looks like here, right? nice and shiny all the way down to get down to this, these ugly ones, right? Right about here. The difference. This is what I used. And just rub it across it, and all of a sudden it comes clean again. Because these are some type of bronze. It's all there brass for a while, but that's not tarnish. That's just bronze, and that's just dirt. You know, I guess finger dirt, or just the dirt of 30 years, who knows. But anyway, they're coming clean, and a lot of them are flat, but they'll still fret a string, so I'm going to continue on this project. Alright? So the next step is to use the wood awl to make sure that all the holes are good and wide enough to accept the tuners, and go from there. Do the rest of the cutting. Alright, just thought I'd show you this one step though. Pretty cool, huh? Just using a simple pencil eraser, just rubbing it across it, all the dirt comes off. They look like new again. Well, not new, but they sure look a lot better. Okay, so there you go. So now you can see it took about an hour and a half to use the coping saw to cut this thing down, get the sizes right on it. There are some, like I said, some more finishing work to be done with a belt sander or with a sanding block and chisel and file and all that kind of good stuff. You know, do it by hand, and still have to bevel out the back of this and just come to the abrupt end like it does there on that cut. And just getting like a slope or slant like it does here on this volute area here, right? If you look around the front of it, on the top two, I've got those mounted already. Look pretty good. And for the most part, it's going to hide the chip marks. I'll have some, some wood putty and touch-up to do, make it look a little nicer than it does. And there's the beginning. You got the tuners on it. They're about ready to work on the next step. Will be the nut. Then the bridge that I've got a floating bridge I'm going to put on this, and I've got actually a roller. I've got an extra gold roller bridge, just of all things, to use with this. So it's going to look pretty cool. So I'll use that floating roller bridge, and I'll use this tail piece here like it originally was used, and go from there. I'm going to polish this up too with the eraser. See what it comes out to be like, right? Anyway, she's starting to take shape, and she's not looking too bad. To be, as old as this thing is, 40 years old, and once these are on there, it might play decently. I don't know. We'll have to see. Stay tuned.